Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a mystery that has stumped the smartest people on the planet for centuries. We're talking about a puzzle made of paper and ink, a code that, so far, no one has ever been able to crack. And I mean that literally. This isn't some kind of metaphor. We're talking about a real physical book that has stubbornly resisted every single attempt to understand it for over half a millennium. So let me introduce you to the star of our show, the Voynich Manuscript. It's this beautiful, handwritten book, a codex they call it, that's currently sitting safely at Yale University. And here's the kicker. It's written in a language and a script that are totally unknown. We have no earthly idea what any of it says. And let this sink in. This book has been keeping its secrets for about 600 years. Carbon dating tells us it was made sometime in the early 1400s. That is 600 years of just silently staring back at us. Okay, so if we can't read the words, what can we do? Well, we can look at the pictures. And trust me, the illustrations in this manuscript are where things go from mysterious to just downright bizarre. But here's what's so fascinating. The writing, it isn't just random scribbles. You can see it flows from left to right, and it follows clear patterns. Some words pop up way more often than others, just like in English. It acts exactly like a real language, just one that nobody has ever seen before. To try and make sense of it all, scholars have kind of broken the book down into different sections based on those weird illustrations. We think we've got an herbal section, then something astronomical, biological, cosmological, and maybe even a part on pharmaceuticals. Each one is just stranger than the last. Take the herbal section. It's filled with these incredibly detailed drawings of plants. So what's the problem? Well, not a single one of them can be identified. Botanists have looked at them for decades. They seem to be total fantasies, like the roots of one plant, the leaves of another, and the flower of something else entirely. They're literally impossible plants. And then you get to what people call the biological section. It gets even weirder. You see all these drawings of tiny little nude figures bathing in these pools of strange green liquid, all connected by this wild network of tubes. What is going on here? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Now, you know a puzzle this good is going to attract some serious attention. And it wasn't long before the best problem solvers in the world decided to take a crack at it. I love this quote because it really captures the spirit of the manuscript. It's not just some old document. It feels like an opponent. It's a lock that has refused every key that's ever been tried on it. And listen, we are not talking about a few hobbyists here. We're talking about the brilliant minds who cracked complex enemy codes during World War I and World War II. These are the people who unraveled the most sophisticated ciphers imaginable. And they were completely, utterly stumped. They couldn't get a single word. So when the best of the best completely strike out, you start to wonder, what is this thing? Is it a code, a forgotten language, or something else? Let's take a look at the main suspects in this case. All right, after all this time and all these brilliant people looking at it, where are we at? Is there one theory that stands out from the rest? What do the experts think is really going on? Okay, so most of the ideas fall into one of three buckets. First, you have the secret code theory. This says the text is actually a known language, maybe something like Latin, but it's hidden behind a cipher so complex we just haven't figured it out. Then there's the lost language theory, that this is a real natural language that just disappeared from history without leaving any other trace. And finally, you've got the elaborate hoax theory, that the whole thing is just beautifully crafted nonsense, made to trick some rich person a long, long time ago. A code, a language, or a lie. So, after centuries of digging, where does that leave us? We've looked at the clues, we've seen the world's best codebreakers fail, and we've weighed the prime suspects. And you know what? The case is still wide open. It's just an incredible fact. After all this time, we are no closer to knowing who wrote this book, why they wrote it, or what it says. It remains a perfect, unsolved mystery. And that's really why it's so captivating today. It's become the Mount Everest for codebreakers. In our age of supercomputers and AI that can solve almost anything, this 600-year-old book is still sitting there, silently challenging us, almost asking, so, you think you're smart? Give it a try. Which, of course, brings us to the big final question. Is the key to unlocking the Voynich Manuscript just waiting for the right person or the right technology to come along? Or is it destined to remain forever the book that nobody can read?